Okay, so Melissa, can you see now if people join the call?
Yep.
Let them in. Okay, because that popped away for me. So perfect. So we'll get started, and then if people join the call, we'll let them in, and then otherwise we're going to be recording this call so that we can share it after and share all of the fundraising tips that we're going to learn tonight with all of our team. So thank you so much for everybody who's joining us tonight. This is our very first kickoff event for the 2 walks. So we're so excited. Melissa and I have been working hard on planning throughout the season different kickoff events like this so that our teams can get to know each other and then also get ideas from each other, because we've seen some of the best fundraising ideas between our 2 walks this year. Just going so out of the box and being creative with this virtual space. And we really want to highlight that and share with each other the different things that are working for each team and getting really great ideas. So we're very excited. And then first off, I think everybody here on this call is registered for a walk team, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So
I'm registering as we speak on my other monitor right now. Excellent. Just to be legit.
So these are some of the faces of our T1d superstars this year. We have some of our favorite walkers and people who have been so supportive and so great with our walks in the past and this year. So this year it's special because unfortunately we're not in person, but we still get to celebrate each and every one of our families. So we've kind of been saying, like, this walk, it's your walk, it's your day. You get to celebrate your family. We get to celebrate you. So this year, this is what it's all about. It's the people with T1d and how we can all support them. So what to expect? So we're off to a great start with everybody being registered. So it's so fantastic seeing all of the teams that have signed up. Melissa and I are actually in a national competition this week. Every single chapter across the country is doing a competition to see who can have the most teams sign up before Friday, and we are leading the competition. We're in the top 3. We've been doing so great. So it's amazing to see all of our teams like coming together and signing up and getting started.
Awesome.
I know. So I'm sure a lot of the people on this call realize that the most important thing that you can do to get kickstarted with your fundraising, to jumpstart your walk team, is to really personalize and tell your story. It means so much for your friends and for your family to really know why they're supporting, why it means so much to you. So there's quite a few ways that you can do that to personalize your team page, to push out your story. This is one of the Fort Lauderdale walkers. This is Sebastian. And Sebastian has his own Instagram where throughout the walk season and throughout the year, he can post little videos giving updates on how his team is doing, talking about living with type 1 diabetes. And then like here, so this post specifically, it was a little video I screenshotted of him saying 3 ways that you can help find a cure for type 1 diabetes. 1, walk today to create awareness. 2, donate to our walk team. And then 3, he's talking about buying these socks that donates back to his walk team. So constantly just sharing with your friends and family why it means so much to you. And then some other ideas were using the number of years since your diagnosis for a personal fundraising goal. So it's so inspiring to see people who are using milestone diagnoses, talking about, for example, if you're diagnosed 15 years ago, so 15 years with T1d means a goal of 1,500 and 1,500 miles walked and $1,500 raised. So I think it gives people a little extra push to be able to help you get to that goal if it has a special message attached to it. And then, of course, this is something that JDRF has done for a few years now, is the T1d Footprint. This is mine that I put in, and it's super easy. You go to the website, it's jdrf.org/T1d looks like me. You put in your information about since you've been diagnosed, if you're wearing an insulin pump, if you do shots, and it comes up with all of these statistics in an easy format that you can share onto your page. Melissa, do you want to share? This is the exciting part, is all the prizes.
Yeah, sure. So most of you, I believe, on the call that I know are veteran walkers. So this should be no surprise to you. We have a great fundraising recognition program. This year, we're also doing some different things with the help of National. So obviously, we'll have the rewards catalog like every year, but also this year we are sending team celebration kits, door hangers, which will come the second you do, I think 25, oh, hello, I'm looking right there, 2,500, and just really fun things. Every walker who raises $1,000, as most of you know, is a V1P. So now you will also have V1P swag sent to you, but also, like every year, just please know the fundraising recognition program is based on a walker, not a team. So that is very important to know this year, considering that National will be handling most of these things. So if you are a team captain and you're used to putting all the money towards the team, maybe this year you get more people to register and you kind of spread the love a little bit and get them to kind of want to get that One Walk t-shirt or that V1P swag. So just keep that in mind, that the recognition program is based off of individual users, not team totals.
Yeah, and then I have here a little thing. So these team celebration kits, they're brand new this year. So once your team reaches a certain milestone, you'll be sent a walk in a box. So in the boxes, they have JDRF branded sidewalk chalk sets, car decoration markers, noise makers, JDRF bracelets, One Walk tattoos, balloons, window clings, car magnets, party beads, and a letter. So they're like jam-packed with everything that you could possibly need. Your team can have a huge celebration, a small celebration, whatever you want to do, but we're providing it all for you this year. So we're so excited to see the pictures of all the teams with their swag and getting their walk celebration kits. And I think it's such a great way to celebrate safely and still have the whole excitement of walk. Do you want to take this one, Melissa?
Sure. So some of you, again, David, Heather, Heidi, might be familiar with Strava because of Ride. So it's actually really cool. As we said earlier, when we went virtual, we're not just doing fundraising, we're also doing miles, which Haley also expressed. You'll have your fundraising mission, and then you'll also have your miles goal. So Strava is an app on your phone that you can download, and then you put in your participant center, that is your fundraising, mega place. You go there and you click that you want them to talk to each other. So then every time that you're taking a walk in your neighborhood or anything like that, you make sure that the Strava link on your phone, the Strava app, is up and you're recording that walk. And then all of a sudden they'll connect and it'll talk to your participant center. And then your miles will start adding up on your participant center. So very similar for my riders who would do that for a ride. They'd open up the Strava app, they would record their cycling, and then it would hit for your ride. So it's the same thing. It's super easy. I did it. And I'm telling you, if I can do it, anyone can. And actually, I had a bunch of my friends in like New York do it. So everyone's on Strava now, apparently, and they're just linking it right to their participant center. So there'll be different fun things that Haley and I are going to do, you know, fitness related. Is it going to be like a fitness Friday, like who has the most miles in this week and things like that. So yes, fundraising, but also tracking your miles too.
Does anybody need help with their Strava, connecting it?
Will it only connect via Facebook, or can it be a direct connect to the JDRF site?
No, so through your email.
Well, I did it under the team last year.
Okay. So it should, I know when I signed up, it gave me an option if you wanted to do Facebook or if you wanted to do an email or through Google. So you should be able to set it up that way and then it should connect.
And if for some reason you're still having trouble, just reach out to us and we will definitely help and walk through it, because I know a rider had a situation with it last year, but it was because he was doing the participant center through his mobile phone and not on his computer. So then once you're in your participant center on your computer, it'll be right there. Kind of like, do you want to start a Facebook fundraiser? Yes. Do you want to connect to Strava? Yes.
I normally delegate that to Haley.
Well, Haley, it looks like you'll have a job to do.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so then our next biggest thing, we have seen so much success that literally takes zero effort from people who have connected their Facebook to their walk team page. I know personally myself, I posted my Facebook fundraiser last night and I'm already at $600 overnight just from posting one post. So I think the easiest thing that you can do if you're on Facebook, you want to make sure that it's linked so that all your friends can see what you're up to and easily just donate to your walk page. So it's very important. There are two ways. Sometimes if your birthday is coming up, Facebook will give you a notification that says, do you want to do a birthday fundraiser? And that money does go to JDRF, but it's like one big check that just gets sent to national. So we can put in an adjustment and we can say like every single person that donated, but it's really hard to get it to your walk team. So what you want to do is when you're logged into JDRF's site and you're in your participant center, there's an option that says link to Facebook or share to Facebook, and you click on that and it's done for you. And that's all you have to do. And every single donation automatically shows up on your walk page, and it's perfect for you, great for us, and it's easy. So that's number one thing that everybody should do when you have your team signed up.
Yeah, and I'll just touch briefly on what Haley said. Facebook will say, hey, it's, you know, whatever month, it's your birthday. Don't do it through Facebook, because where we used to be able to easily do the adjustments, it's not that easy anymore, and we cannot guarantee that it will come back to your walk team. So we suggest doing any kind of Facebook fundraiser through your participant center, which will connect to your Facebook page.
So now it's time to turn over. We have some absolute superstar fundraisers that are on this call tonight. So we have 3 different teams. Some are veterans. One of them is brand new this year. And we would just want to have an opportunity to share what they've been doing, because we are so impressed by their fundraising efforts and their very innovative ideas. So if Jody, if you're ready, if you can call in and we can hear you, we're ready to hear all the amazing things that your team is doing this year.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everybody. So, yeah, we've been very successful in the last few years, raising lots of money for the JDRF. This year is going to be a little trickier. but we still have a lot of things in the works. The number one thing, as most people know if they've been involved before, is that my son designed a sock a few years back, and that is an ongoing fundraiser. I think there was a misconception when it first started that if people sold these socks, that our team was going to get all the credit for those socks. But that is not so. Every team has the opportunity to raise money by selling the socks. When people go online to buy the socks, they just have to put in their team name, and then your team gets credited for it. Of course, all the money is going to the same place in the end, which is what we want. We want to raise lots of money for the JDRF. But this way, everybody feels accomplished in it as a fundraiser for their particular team. If anybody has any questions with that or needs any more information, Haley has that information. I can help with that information, or you can find the direct link, Haley. They can find that for Are You Kidding Socks right on the website, right?
Yes.
The JDRF.
And let me see if I can pull it up now. I'll put it in the chat box here so you guys can all see the socks.
So basically, you sell these socks at $10 each. The sock company takes their $7, and your team gets $3 credit for every pair of socks. The JDRF gets $3 for every pair of socks sold. It's a really easy fundraiser. Most people love socks. My little pool that I had to sell through, I don't think there's one person in the Miami-Dade County Police Department or in West Kendall that does not own a pair of these socks. But I'm still out there trying to push more. That is our biggest fundraiser. Every year we also have, this will be, I think, our 5th year having a fundraiser at our same favorite restaurant. Mm-hmm. The owner every year dedicates us one day from open to close, whether people dine in or take out, and nobody needs a flyer or to say that they're there for that particular reason. And he gives us back 25% of the entire day's sales. So I would suggest, if you have your favorite little neighborhood restaurant, grocery store, or anything that's kind of, I would think the mom and pops do it more so, although we've done Lime in the past and places like that. I think a smaller place has more leeway to give you more money back. All those other big places are important too, and I don't write them off. We've done Lime, we did them last year. They give 10% back. And I think all of our areas have Lime there, and they do it. You just have to call up the manager at whatever local one you have and ask them if they have a day free for a fundraiser, and they'll help you set it up. In that case, you would have to provide a box with, like, you know, you decorate a box and people have to put their receipts in there, and you get 10% of whatever receipts are in there. That you can work out again with your manager at a local Lime. I know that there are other places. I don't know who's in Broward and who's in Dade, and if in Broward they have like sports grills and things like that, but they also are big participants in these kind of things. Another good one that I'm just gonna get up and running. So I-9 Sports, which is in Dade and Broward, our local one down here, during COVID, they were trying to think outside the box like the rest of us were, and they actually started something similar to like Uber Eats. It's called Bites, and they do fundraising with restaurants. So for example, you tell them that you want to do it on one specific day, you pick from the restaurants that they have connected, and they donate you back the portion of whatever deliveries they do that day. And it's called Bites. I wish that I had knew how to share things here, but I will give Haley all the information so that she can share it. I don't have any social media, so fundraising is particularly hard for me. Getting my messages out is particularly hard because I don't have any social media. My kids are on lockdown right now. They're not allowed to have social media. So word of mouth is kind of our only friend. We're also another new fundraiser we're doing this year is I have asked people that I know to donate bottles of alcohol, and I'm going to put together an adult only fundraiser, which is a booze cooler. We're going to fill up a really nice cooler full of all these really nice bottles of alcohol, and we're going to sell raffle tickets. And I'm hoping that'll make a lot of money. I've seen it done before, and I'm kind of stealing the idea. I threw this around with Tracy last year, but we ran out of time. And this year we're going to get it up and running. Besides that, advice, I don't know, but I could tell you that right now I just am casually walking into different businesses. The other day, my son just got back to school last week, and actually this week he just got back to agilities training to go back to sports. And that's why I'm sitting in my car. If you can see me, I don't know, it looks crazy, but we're at the park right now. He needed new cleats. And while we were in Dick's, I said, you know what? Is there a manager I can speak to? And I introduced myself and I introduced Ryan, and I told them I know they do a lot of giving back to the community. And I asked them if they can consider donating anything to us, whether it's money or goods that we can raffle off or anything. And I'm waiting to hear back from them, but they said that they were very interested. And I'm kind of going to spend the next few weeks doing that, walking in and out of different places. I'm probably going to record a message from my child because, of course, you know, when a child smiles at these people, they're much more likely to give. They reach deeper into their pockets. And that is my game plan for this year. In the last 2 years, we were lucky enough that we had a lot of politicians hop on the bandwagon. And we took Ryan, and he made lots of speeches all over the place. And because I don't feel safe taking him around, and again, we just got him back to school and we're trying to get a little piece of normalcy, we are not going to take him around and do speeches. However, I may do a few Zooms with him. And I think really that videotaping him, and again, going and begging at different stores, businesses, restaurants, that's the way that we're going to go this year.
Well, thank you, Jody.
You're welcome.
And then next we have Angela. So Angela is here with her daughter Lexi, and they are a brand new walk team this year.
Brand spanking.
They are killing it. Doing such an amazing job.
Thank you. And I also do not have any social media, so you got to get creative, although I do love a lot of Jody's ideas. I also know, just to add to that, that Chipotle also does fundraising, because her cheer team does that kind of stuff as well. So basically, her dad owns a print company, so we had a huge network basically of contractors and architects and whatnot, and we just basically shot out a big mass email and texts to everybody and told them to just pass it along, because she's newly diagnosed, but her father is also type 1, so he's been dealing with it forever. I did not know that it was passed down. That was totally new to me. Apparently, I should have known that, but we live and learn, I guess. So as soon as she was diagnosed, it was just like, I just jumped on the bandwagon, and I was like, okay, this can't go on any longer. We got to do something. So lots of texts, lots of emails. We met through the JDRF, another family, Rebecca, Mindy. Mindy was super nice. She gave us, I don't know where the heck we are.
We're all the way in front.
We're all the way in front. Oh, wait, you kicked us.
No.
Okay. Okay, there we go. So I was like, this is because I want to see. So she actually forwarded this wonderful little PDF that she got from somebody else through JDRF, but we've been kind of handing these out to her teachers and coach and things like that as well. It basically just describes what type 1 diabetes is, and it gives little pointers for when she's with them. But yeah, it's basically just been, you know, we tell a friend, they tell a friend, and they tell a friend. And I do happen to know a few other type 1, I have a few friends that are as well. So, you know, I just spread through them, they, teachers, friends, relatives, whatever. Yeah, I'm trying to do more of it. Everybody's been very kind to donate.
That's awesome, Angela. Welcome to the team.
Thank you. Thank you. We want to make a difference. Yeah.
That's great.
God don't see me.
So is she going to have her whole cheer team out on walk day?
We're working on that. We got a few of them. We got a few of them.
That would be really cool, you know, for some cool
awesome.
things for the day of.
Yeah, I keep, you know, well, you know, it's so weird with the COVID situation that it's kind of tough to, you know, get people interested in going out to any events and stuff like that. They're all scared still. But
Yeah.
hopefully, you know, I did get a few people that, you know, at least will walk, you know, or whatever we're gonna do. Is it gonna be a drive-through event, you said? Or,
No, not for right now. We're planning to be 100% virtual until maybe after the walk, maybe later on we can get together in person. But our May event will just be each team doing their own celebration, which we will share. So we want to be able to highlight each family, each team. So maybe if you have a cheer practice, you want to get all the cheer squad to do something for like cheering on JDRF and cheering on Lexi, we'd be able to share that. That would be amazing.
okay, we could do that. That's definitely doable. They would love that too.
Yeah, that way it's more controlled too because of COVID, because some people do feel more comfortable than others, like even getting in together in small groups. But it's whatever you want it to be, and as you know, as big or small as you want it to be. That's the beauty of it. And then we can share all the videos like the day of.
Okay. That would be awesome. All right. I guess I don't have any other ideas aside from yeah. She's all excited because she just got the Dexcom, so it's driving me.
Nice. Did you get the 6?
The 6, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's driving me crazy. I'm like obsessively looking at it like, what does this mean? Oh my God, like her sugar, I don't understand why it goes up in the morning. She doesn't eat anything. I don't understand. It's just so weird.
Always in the afternoon, I always get low, like 78 or something.
Yeah.
Like right now I am.
Yeah. So now she's at 78. She wants to share. Okay. She's gonna eat soon. Anywho.
So Angela, if you do need like some like more information about the Dexcom, you know, and because of the newness, Haley and I think Melissa Smith is on the phone too. I mean, there's so many resources to be able to like answer questions for you if you want that.
Well, Mindy's been fantastic.
Oh, good. That's awesome.
Ever. And Alexia and Becca got along so great. Becca was super excited because she, you know, she's like, oh my gosh, I actually get to meet somebody that's like my age, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so they hit it off great. And so it's been like the best thing.
Oh,
the best
yeah.
thing. So,
absolutely.
love this community and how we're all just helping each other and trying to work towards a positive goal, you know, and I love that. We like it just kind of sucks that it had to happen this way, but you know, like during COVID, it was a much needed thing, you know, to just be a part of the greater good, of something for the greater good, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm telling you, if things were normal, whereas, you know, I would be going into work and whatnot, I probably would be doing even more in person to raise money and awareness.
I'll hold you accountable to that.
Sure.
Yeah, I love the socks idea, so that's great, because we were all about the socks.
We'll get you with socks.
Yeah, we'll be promoting that.
So let's hear from Heather. We're excited to hear about the amazing fundraiser that you guys did this year.
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit longer than the other ladies. I'm sorry, because Melissa asked me to talk about a few things. So first of all, I'm Heather Palmer, for those who don't know me. And I'm reading some notes, so don't hold that against me, because I do better that way. My son Jake was diagnosed with type 1 December 2013 when he was 9. We attended our first walk in March 2014, and we knew then that we wanted to help raise money to find a cure. So we formed our team called Jake Palmer's Warriors, and we have participated in the walks annually since then. In 2018, I actually started participating annually in the JDRF ride as well. So I do fundraise for both events. So from 2014 through March of 2020, so literally the walk right before the world shut down, Jake Palmer's Warriors has raised over $126,000.
Wow, that's amazing. That's like really cool.
Thank you. And I'm going to talk in a few minutes about what we've done in the past. And since the walk last year, since COVID, we have raised another $18,000 that our team is going to use towards the upcoming virtual walk and ride. So altogether, our team has raised $144,000 since my son's diagnosed.
That is totally incredible, honestly.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Amazing. Really amazing.
I can only tell Angela, since you're newly diagnosed, and any other folks out there who might be newly diagnosed, my whole motivation for fundraising so ferociously since Jake has been diagnosed is that feeling of having no control, because you really can't control diabetes. You manage it, you don't control it. But I feel like with the fundraising, it really puts the control back into your hands, and I feel like we're working towards that cure. So some of the things that we did this year with COVID, it's been totally different than in the past. So this year, the $18,000 that we've raised have been strictly through Facebook posts, emails, and I do pretty big Facebook fundraisers. I will tell you that one thing I started doing a couple of years ago with the Facebook fundraiser, so as Melissa and Haley said, Facebook will, the month of your birthday, it will make a fundraiser if you want, which I know JDRF doesn't want us to do because it becomes a little bit of a logistics nightmare. So when I set up my walk or my ride, however I'm doing it, you set up your Facebook fundraiser. Once you set it up, you can change it as it goes, and it's still using the same link and the same, you know, all the same information, and it goes into the same pot, whether it's the walk, the ride, whatever the case may be. So I started my Facebook fundraiser when I signed up, I don't know, probably back in November, December, whenever it was, probably December. And I set up my Facebook fundraiser, and I sort of just let it stew there for a little bit. And then my birthday was last month, and last month I changed it, and I called it my birthday fundraiser for Jake for JDRF, and I customized it for the month of my birthday, and I kept putting it out literally every single week. You know, I blasted it out there, I shared it, and I'd say different information each time I shared it, but the main idea was there. One thing, I don't know if a lot of you know this, especially for those of you who don't use Facebook, when you do a Facebook fundraiser, not only first of all, you make it public, okay? So if my friend John Doe makes a donation, not only does everybody that I'm friends with on Facebook see that John Doe made a donation, they don't see the amount, but they see that John Doe made a donation. Everybody that he's friends with sees that he made a donation. And I can tell you that I've gotten lots of subsequent donations from people I don't know just because they're friends with somebody who has donated. So that's a super cool thing. So like I said, this year, since the last walk, we've raised $18,000. But in the past, I have a list, and I'm sorry, it's a little lengthy, and I'll go quickly through it. But I wrote down a list of the fundraisers that have been the most successful for our team. We did years ago, and we did it for years. We ordered those rubber bracelets that you can customize, and we ordered them with Jake's, with our team name and, JDRF, yada, yada. And we sold them in a multitude of different ways. But the bottom line is they were so cheap to order. So it cost us, I don't know, maybe a couple $100 to order. And then we sold them, I believe, for $5 each. So it all went to profit. So my boys sold them. My boys put it on their Instagrams, on their Snapchats. Jake, my son with diabetes, went door to door to some of the neighbors. My mom has a store. And so we put a sign in her store, like by the checkout counter, with Jake's picture, a little bit of his story, and one of the samples of the bracelets. And the store has sold hundreds of dollars worth of the bracelets. So we've done that for years. We also, up until this COVID year, we held a Chipotle fundraiser every year. And that was a great source of income for our team. When we first started doing it years ago, the give back was, I believe, 33%. The last couple of years, Chipotle has reduced that. I think it might be 20% now, but it was very successful for us. I've done a Pampered Chef fundraiser. That too was very successful. Another fundraiser we did that was really a very different outside of the box for us that worked really well was there's a car wash that has a few locations near where I live. And we got them to make these prepaid cards. And if somebody bought the card, 50% went give back to JDRF. So, and everybody needs to get their car washed. So it was really a super easy sell. We sold them on Facebook. Again, my son went door to door, a lot of that. We do a lot of email campaigns. We send a lot of emails to friends, family, work associates. In the last couple of years, I started getting out of my comfort zone of asking people that are like my immediate circle. And I started asking people that we give money to, like my kid's orthodontist, my hairdresser, my pediatric dentist, my insurance agent. And I can tell you, every one of them donated after I asked. So it's like one of those things that if you ask, people tend to give. A lot of people will say to me, you make so much money because you're so good at doing this. I don't like to ask. Nobody likes to ask. I mean, really, nobody likes to ask that I know. But, you want a cure, so you take yourself out of that comfort zone and you ask. I do a lot of telling Jake's story. I use Facebook to help tell his story leading up to prior to even fundraising the year that I kick it off. So I do a lot during Diabetes Awareness Month in November, and that's usually when I start, opening up my fundraising. We use a ton of social media, and I know for you moms who are not on social media, for this reason alone, it would make your life so much easier versus, I know you're doing a lot of, hitting the pavement, but the $18,000 we raised this year has all been from the comfort of our home. And again, getting my kids to use their social media and put it out there for Snapchat and Instagram, because that's what all the kids look at. The last few years when I started doing Ride, I also started asking for corporate sponsorship. And corporate sponsorship sometimes is just a nice, easy, big chunk of money. So we had received $2,000 a year from a corporate sponsor that we had asked. And then another really cool thing that we've been blessed with is there are a lot of companies that do a company match. So a friend of mine who happens to be a very generous donor for us, her company matched up to $2,500 of her donation. So she donated $5,000 and her company donated $2,500. So a lot of the banks and financial institutions, whether it's a Schwab or what have you, a lot of those companies will, Pepsi, my husband works for Coke, don't say anything, but Pepsi does a company match. Coke doesn't. Unbelievable. But anyway, so, if you have friends that are donating that work for big companies, you say to them, hey, does your company do a match? And usually it's just a quick, they can search it on the internet, they can call their HR departments. But literally, these are really the big things that we have done we've done some small things that I won't even waste your time with, but these are really the big meat and potatoes that have brought us to the aggregate total of where we are today.
That's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that some families, maybe if they're not big users of Facebook, that to try that, and you're absolutely correct in terms of people who have not tried it before that try it and it really works. But those people who might be challenged or they don't use it and they're not comfortable with it, do you have the bandwidth to be able to, like, if someone were to reach out to you to help them and kind of guide them on how to do it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's really just so easy.
Mm-hmm.
And in today's world, because I could tell you, there have been a few times where I've wanted to take like a Facebook break, because it's like so in your face all the time and never ending. And every time I start thinking I need to like check out, it's really the first and foremost of how you get information these days. I mean, I hear things related to COVID, related to just everything going on in the world quicker sometimes on Facebook than I do like even on the news. But from the perspective of sharing your story and putting your fundraising link on there on Facebook and then making it public, and then there are times that I've asked my friends and family to share my post. And so they're sharing it with people that they're friends with. And again, that's just bringing donations and hitting people that might not have seen my information prior to. So, and again, typically people want to help if you ask. A lot of people don't ask, they don't do.
And what Heather also does is when you do have a Facebook fundraiser, you can invite people to this Facebook fundraiser. So all of a sudden, if you might not have seen it on your news feed, you're getting that invite saying, hey, please donate to my fundraiser. So that is, that's just another really nice thing about the social media aspect of it. And sometimes that replaces people's actual email campaigns because it's all right there. And some people's email addresses. So it's really great. I mean, Heather, we talked the other day, I was emailing you last night or texting last night on Facebook and I'm just like, I'm blown away in a COVID world that she's already over $18,000. I mean, her support system, her family, I said it, I was like, I wish I didn't have a job that I knew you through, but I'm very grateful that we do.
Yeah, Melissa, I told you, I had set low expectations for myself this year because I felt like so many people have been impacted financially due to COVID. So many people, their jobs, their just, sickness. It's all been awful. And I really, I didn't want to beat people up with asking like I do in the past because I ask a lot. And I just started asking just very casually, and I felt like if people could donate, they would. If they can't, it is what it is. And you know what? They come through. They really, really come through. They want to help. Tell them your child's story. I mean, every year after walk, the last few years, I should say, we had Jake make a video. And for those of you who know my son, I mean, he's 16 now, like he wants to be on social media on his terms. So for him to make a video for us is really funny. And just the fact that he makes the video thanking people, like the day of walk, I post that video and I get more donations because people are blown away by him. So it's just, it's very cool. And it makes you feel very good to know that everybody out there is pulling for you.
Absolutely. I think that's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I think everybody has gotten so many great ideas tonight. And it's nice just hearing like what works for all the different teams and our different areas, and just like brainstorming and sharing together. So Melissa and I have a little announcement. We talked earlier about how we are in a national competition right now, but we wanted to share the competition love. So tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we are sending out an announcement that we're doing a 24-hour fundraising challenge. But because all of you joined this call and you shared all of your fundraising ideas with us, we wanted to give you a head start, a little like advantage so you can get started. So it will be between the two walks. We will have every single team, we've recorded where your fundraising is right now. And then in 24 hours, we are going to check it again. And the team that increased the most amount in the 24 hours will win this amazing Tito's Boozy Beverage package. Melissa has it at her house and it is incredible. It comes with like koozies, t-shirts, hats, everything for the mixers to make cocktails, Tito's of course, this really cool leather and canvas like carrying case to bring your Tito's on the go, and socks. So it's a really great package, and we hope that everybody is excited about it. And maybe we can see some people posting about it on Facebook and sharing the challenge and get some other teams excited about it as well. But yeah, so we'll be checking back in tomorrow and see how everybody does. But we hope that you can put all of your fundraising ideas that you got to work.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks everyone. I mean, we'll post that. You guys have a head start. The 24 hours is up at 7 o'clock tomorrow, but no one else will know if they're not on the call.
Yeah.
You guys definitely have a head start. We're very excited. We know it's such a weird time, but everyone's time, treasure, and talent means so much to us, and
Absolutely.
it's a village, and we'll do it together.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. And Heather Palmer,
Yes.
I want to take your idea because I signed up my team today.
Awesome.
And, so I want to take your idea of the car wash thing. So I'd like to maybe email you so I can, because I want to take that like and get on it now.
Awesome.
Okay. I want to win that Tito's, but I'll give it back to somebody else.
Well,
Thanks everybody.
Great sharing, everybody. Thank you.
Melissa, let me know.
You. Yeah, I'm here. I downloaded. I will definitely let you know.
How to do this.
Yeah, I will. I'll probably just end up doing